How you guys doing? Josh here with Ohio Fish Rescue. Now some of you guys might know I just got back from vacation. My dad's currently out in Chicago at the Pandemonium right now. But I came home from work and something bad happened. I really don't like showing you guys this, but you know, sometimes you just add a fish to a tank and it throws off the whole chemistry of that tank, or they just get a little attitude-y, and you know, it happens in the fish keeping hobby. But we did lose two of our fondest members here at Ohio Fish Rescue. So I come in from work, and of course the 3000's just a little bit cloudy. So I take a second look at it, because normally it's not this cloudy. I see a big, huge belly on Mr. Bill over here. And I'm looking around, and I happen to see one of our 30-inch tiger shovelnoses just devoured to pieces. Now Bill's a big boy. The shovelnose was a big boy. He was actually just a tad bigger than this guy. He was girthier and longer. So Big Bill over there is the main culprit I see. And then I seen Big Bill starting to attack all the other red-tailed catfish. So you guys know, dealing with big predator catfish and predator fish alike is you can't always get your way. Adding in Big Bill into this tank was a huge gamble, but we had no other place to quarantine him. We figured that he would go in here and he would be just fine. We didn't think of the consequences of what happens if he goes after another fish. That's just something we have to try and delegate in this hobby, in this line of work. Now, we wanted Big Bill in the pool with the rest of the big catfish. We wanted him to go ahead and be quarantined first. So we shut the 3000 off from the rest of the system, and we were able to quarantine Bill and some of the other fish that we got from New York. So I came in and I'm thinking, well, what other fish might have been hurt? If he's going after the smallest fish in the tank, well, who else could be harmed? So as I start looking, of course, you know, I've got the peacock bass. I checked him. The only person that seems to be nipped up is the catfish. And you can see that Bill's just chasing him away. He's trying to become the alpha of this tank. But there was one other casualty besides the 30-inch tiger shovelnose. And he was going to be one of the biggest mascots for Ohio Fish Rescue. You can see there's my hand next to Bill. It's through the glass. He's definitely a big boy. But someone else jumped out of the tank, and he's beneath this towel. I'm going to give you guys a quick glance over, because a lot of you guys pay really close attention to our videos. You guys know we threw something in here. Do you guys happen to know what fish is missing? Now, the only thing I could fit bigger was Bill went on a little attack spree, and he started chasing fish around. There, he just bit that red tail again, and he didn't like a certain fish. Now, are you guys ready to see what this fish is? Because this one really hurts. Yes, that is the big Tankmates peacock bass. That really hurts. Now, I know most fish keepers know the feeling of losing their favorite fish, or a fish they've had for a long time, and you just get this gutted feeling inside. Now, I haven't even told my dad yet about this loss. I know he's just going to be just as gutted about it. We've only had this fish for 2 weeks maybe, but he was slowly becoming a favorite at the Ohio Fish Rescue. This thing would come up to the top of the water. He would pound food. He'd have full fillets of tilapia, just handfuls of pellets, and no matter when you came up to feed him, this bass was always there. And the thing that sucks the most is we were just a few days away from putting that Tankmates bass and Big Bill into the 58,000 gallon pond. So now I don't want to lose any more fish due to Bill's aggressiveness. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to catch Bill out of the 3,000 gallon today. And I'm going to move him as a part of this video. But I just want you guys to know that this really does suck. And I wanted you guys to see the awesomeness of this bass going into that pond. And it just so happens that we couldn't provide for you guys. But I feel like you guys would have all understood the casualties that happen when having predator fish. Alright guys, so before I freeze this beast, I do have a tape measure on him. It's right at his front lip. We're going to go ahead and bring this back into round. You can see right there on tape, he's just at 30.5 inches long. Now, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a little comparison for his upper body. It's kind of hard to get this camera right here. But he's about 8 inch body, so with his fin sticking up, he's about 10 inches tall or so. And then he is a good 5 inches thick. Actually, a little bit more. He was a big boy. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put him in the freezer, and I want to go ahead and get this guy mounted and stick up on the wall and remember him as the big Tankmates bass. So looking at the wounds on the Tankmates bass, he wasn't chewed up and bitten up, but there was bite marks on his side, and the mouth was big. It didn't look like a smaller red-tailed cat. It was definitely a huge mouth. So again, the only culprit here is Bill because he's being super aggressive. But the thing that kills me the most is these guys lived together for 6+ years in a 10x6 pond. And never no problems. It just goes to show that you guys can take one fish that you've known for years, stick him in a different environment, and his attitude changes like that. Because Big Bill was a gentle giant at Tony's house. He had him in with smaller Oscars and Placos and whatnot. I bring him into the community catfish tank here at Ohio Fish Rescue, and now he's trying to dominate the tank and he wants to be the alpha. But before I stick him in the pool, I just want to give you guys a good shot at him, because this is a big boy. Now this is a 3-foot nitrocat, and there's Bill right next to him. You can just see the pure size on this guy. And this tank that you're looking at is 6.5 foot deep, and he takes up a very good portion of it. So I'm gonna go ahead and start preparing to wrangle Bill out of this tank, and he's going to go right into the 58,000 gallon pond. Now I'm hoping that there's enough big cats in here that he doesn't feel like he can be the alpha in this tank or in this pond, because there's already an alpha in here, so they might fight just a little bit. But I'm hoping that there's enough big guys in here that'll gang back up on them and have Big Bill chill out. So there are still some fish to worry about in here. Of course, we have the Pema. Here, I'll give you guys a little treat with the Pema. Of course, we got him on Ken's fish food pellets. He just absolutely loves them. And then the other guys come over and go crazy over them. But we try and feed the Pema a couple times a day. Look at him, he's already coming back up for more. But we're training him in a new tank. He is eating good. He's getting absolutely fat. Look at the coloring on his tail. Can't complain. But that dove eye's looking great. So I'm definitely going to monitor Bill in this pond for quite some time and make sure that nothing else becomes a problem here. Alright guys, so I got my net. Not really know the best way to get in here and get them. So I'm just going the good old net method. So I can't really drain this right now and get in there with the towel to grab them the way I want to. But here goes nothing. Big Bill. You see, thought this was going to be easy. 20 gallons of water. Come here, big boy. Ah. Trying not to mess you up. Come on. He's grabbing his net. Hang on, buddy. Hang on. Hang on, buddy. Okay. That was crazy. Alright, let me see this.
The only problem is
hang on.
I think I got
Now you can see how big Bill was. He comes in here and he doesn't look like Big Bill anymore. He's playing with boys his own size. Let's go ahead and watch him for just a little bit. You can see the big hybrid coming over to check him out. Might have to start calling him Little Bill in this tank. Ooh. We got water everywhere. There's no stopping that anytime you move fish around here. But didn't know any other better way to go ahead and get them out of this tank. Now, hoping that everything calms down in here, goes back to the way it was. Guys are a little bit freaked out. But I'm going to go ahead and get all this water cleaned up. And we'll come back and monitor this guy. I'm also going inside and get cleaned up myself. To add to the rest of everything that's been going on here, of course, come outside and the whole canopy that's over the koi pond is just annihilated. There was a big thunderstorm that came through this morning and absolutely ripped this thing to shreds. So one thing on top of another. It's always something around here. There goes the other red tails coming over to check him out. He's still definitely a couple inches longer. But they're definitely not scared of them. There's 4 of them in here. But he still lives up to his name as Big Bill. Of course, there's the arapaima right next to him. You guys can just see how big these guys are. Welcome to your new home, Bill. All the way from New York. Alright guys, we're back out here at nighttime. And as you can see, there's Big Bill. The other alpha in the tank keeps putting him in his place. But every time I put a red tail in there, he's always chilled out after the first night. So I am going to leave the lights on for tonight, but as you can see, they are going at it just a little bit. But I do think things will work out. Everything's looking good. Everyone's settling in nice. Those aren't bites that I'm worried about. That's just warding them off. This is my area. And of course, we've got Brutus up here. He's always coming up for a snack. He's a big boy. And we can go back in here. All the water's drying up. That's nice. So, yep, things are looking a lot more peaceful in here. The water's clearing up pretty nicely. Still got a little bit of water over there on the ground. But I just want to say one last thing, and that is thanks for watching today's video. We hope you guys like it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, stay fishy.